Blend Dead, Old Spine Chill, back when survivors actually hid in lockers. Stealth was one of, if not the most important aspect of Dead by Daylight back in the early days. There wasn't a crap ton of aura reading perks that just lets you see the survivors for free or lets you see the killer for free. Back in the day, being stealthy as killer or survivor was an insane plus and a good advantage to have. Unless the survivors had object possession, but we ain't talking about that. Dead by Daylight was originally built to be like a co-op stealth game with some objectives. You know, you do gens, save each other, escape. Iron Will, lightweight back in the day, you were untraceable. But that is where stealth killers came in clutch. Not being able to hear the tear radius means you can't just hide from him since you won't be getting your objectives done, which is exactly what the killer wants. But this is not the case anymore. Why? Is stealth truly dead in Dead by Daylight? DBD is not about hiding almost at all anymore. It's more about getting the objective done, and if you get caught, to keep the killer on you as long as possible so your teammates can, you know, get the objective done. It's not so much about the experience about hide and seek anymore. It's about chases, pre-running, getting gens done as fast as possible, even if it means going down for the gen. For killers, it's not even about seeking anymore. It's about having a power that is absurdly strong in chase, and it's about insane slowdown coming from your power, and even more about insane slowdown from your perks. It's not about seeking anymore, it's about stopping gens. What I'm saying isn't new, it's kind of just been getting like this ever since like 2017 to 2018. People found out how to actually like loop the killer, but it just shows how stealth has just been falling behind. Survivors don't bring lightweight, you know what I mean? They barely bring distortion anymore since the nerf. No more blend deads nowadays. Nobody uses lockers unless they have a specific perk for it. People bring information perks and chase perks and anti-tunnel perks. You see DS, Lithe, Finesse, Dramaturgy every single match. You don't see Spine Chill anymore. And for killer, it's all about getting kills and slowing down the game as much as possible. If your killer isn't strong in chase, they suck. C tier. If they don't have a power with their own personal slowdown, they suck. C tier. If you're not running 4 gen regression perks, you're losing the match. You need to tunnel every match. It's not about seeking the survivors anymore. It's about stopping the gens no matter who you find on them, which you will find people on gens since they're not gonna be stealthing anymore. Stealth used to be like more of a primary strategy. Now it's just more of like a decent bonus at most. Information. That's now one of the best, if not the best thing to have now in Dead by Daylight. If you know it's there, it's not hidden. Therefore, knowledge is the counter to stealth. Leader Pursuer, S tier perk, because there's no hiding at the beginning of the match unless you have like distortion, and then whenever your aura is revealed, it's revealed for longer, 0 hiding. Barbecue and Biscuits, after every single hook the killer gets, they get free information on everybody pretty much. So instead of survivors hiding when a teammate's about to get hooked like back in the day, now you stay on your gens because hiding is useless. Gens are forever. Nurse's Calling, Alien Instinct, Awaken Awareness, Barbecue and Biscuits, Bitter Murmur. Like, I'm just mentioning a fraction of all the information perks that killers have nowadays. And then for all the survivor information perks we have nowadays, we have like Fogwise, Kindred, Poised, Wicked, Babysitter. Like, again, a fraction of the information perks survivors have now. The more information we have, the less that we can hide in the shadows. Now, most of survivors' stealth perks are used to just not get tunneled so they can play the game longer and have a better chance at winning. Spine Chill, that I mentioned like 1,000 times already, is now one of the worst perks in the game. Not just because the volt speed nerf, but the useless benefits you get since the perk isn't even a good stealth perk anymore. Now it's just like a shitty information perk, like very bad. But then we got like Off the Record before they removed the 80-second BT. Now the killer can't see you with any aura perks for 80 seconds. Distortion, killer can't see your aura. Fog Vials, although extremely ass now because niggas wanted to complain a bitch, they still hide your aura so you can counter killer perks when it's used correctly. But now let me talk about some killers. Here are killers with stealth built in their power. We have Myers, the Pig, Ghostface, Wraith, Dredge, maybe because of Nightfall, Oreo, yeah, Chucky, and Springtrap, if you want to count him, because he gets stealth when coming out of a door, even though everybody learned how to counter that. You can see him coming from a mile away now. 8 out of 41 killers in this game have built-in stealth to their base kit power. That's an insane number, especially considering that half of them came out over 6 years ago. In the last 4 years, we have gotten 4 killers with stealth built into their power. And keep in mind, that's Dredge, Oreo, Chucky, and Afton. Dredge is only really stealthy when like he's med teleport or during nightfall. Oreo has stealth, but you can still hear her coming. Chucky has stealth, but he's slow as fuck. And Afton has stealth, but it's not even like a core part of his power. It's just an added bonus. That is a very scarce amount of killers with stealth. I hope that I used that word the right way. But that's not to say there's not any way to effectively use stealth. That would be a lie if I were to tell you that. that. There's still a lot of add-ons and perks to make you stealthy. Beast of Prey, Dark Devotion, Furtive Chase, Plaything, Machine Learning, and there's way more. There's a good array of stealth perks that killers can use to sneak up on survivors and make some game-winning plays. And there's also add-ons that give killers undetectable, which is stealth, obviously. However, I personally don't think that they really change all too much, since they have more specific conditions because it's for each power. Or they just aren't that good to bring because they're a little bit too niche, or there's just way more useful add-ons to use. Like Kaneki, he has one, but he has to be enraged, and then a gen gets done, and then it lasts for 20 seconds. Not only is 20 seconds just not that insane, but someone like Kaneki, who is very loud using his power anyways, plus the first injury is already free, so being undetectable isn't all that same because you're still getting your injure for free. Houndmaster, she has one of the best undetectable add-ons in the game. It's a shame she doesn't work 80% of the fucking time. The add-ons are still useful, but add-ons to make your power much stronger are always gonna be way more useful. Why would I bring the undetectable add-ons for these killers when with Kaneki I could bring my fresh coffee, and Houndmaster I could bring my mangoed add-on? I don't even remember what it's called. Is it the spiked collar? But there's one thing that I gotta say. That's just how the game is. I'm sure it wasn't really Behavior's fault that they changed the game from like away from a stealth hide and seek game and made it more of a fast-paced chase slash gen oriented game. I do not blame Behavior, I blame YouTubers. JRM, Aaron, people like that, and most importantly, Noob 3. They were some of the best loopers in DBD back in the day, and I'm sure there were more YouTubers, but these are the only 3 that I really watched back in the day. So if there is more Dead by Daylight YouTubers that were like that back in the day, comment them down below, put me on game. Now listen, I'm not saying looping ruined Dead by Daylight. Honestly, it's made the game better. These YouTubers that brought in looping so everybody can learn how to run the killer made the game better. It's just the way the game has evolved, and every long-term game ends up evolving. Like, remember when Fortnite dropped and it was like a little fun battle royale where you could build your own cover? Then it turned into a game where as soon as you shoot one bullet at somebody, they start building a 5-star hotel in 3 seconds and then one pump you to the face. And now there's regular building and, you know, Fortnite, just regular play. Then there's a no build mode, and now there's even workshops and community made games that are very fun, cover all genres, co-op games, single player games, scary games. There's almost everything in Fortnite now, and you can attribute it to the sweats and the collabs that the game has done. The game has evolved over time. Dead by Daylight is the same way. Killer collabs, skin collabs, and people overall getting better at the game has changed it. Yeah, the stealthing and stuff was fun back in the day, but would that really be all that fun in a regular match now? Yes, there are some other game modes, like there's 2v8, which is kind of fun but more casual, and there's the lights out rotational game mode, but those modes aren't to be taken seriously. Regular matches are technically ranked matches also. So imagine you're going against a perma-stealthy Blight or Kaneki. It wouldn't be fun. Imagine playing a weaker killer that you like, but every survivor's playing so immersed you can't find anyone, and the game's dragging on for 10 minutes and you only found 2 people. Not very fun to think about, is it? So yes, DBD might be way less stealthy, but it's because we as a community have fun looping, chases, and getting better. Not hiding. Plus, hiding gets boring eventually. Try playing hide and seek in real life, bro. This shit would probably be fun for 1 hour. So basically what I'm saying is Ghostface needs 20% haste when he's in stealth mode. Please buff Ghostface, please. In my opinion, stealth isn't dead. It's just not the most effective strategy anymore. There's way too many stealth add-ons, way too many stealth perks that are good for me to say that stealth is completely dead, and I don't think it will die. Plus, we'll definitely be getting more stealth killers and stealth perks in the future, but yeah, I don't think, even though the game isn't hide and seek no more, it's not based on stealth, the game is still fun. The game is just evolving to how me and the community have been playing the game for years. You think it was one day Behavior was like, let's change the formula of the game? No, we started looping killers, finding infinite, so then they had to balance the game around the chases, not about the hide and seek, and that's when Dead by Daylight really changed. So yes, stealth isn't as effective, but it's not dead, and it won't completely die, even though it's definitely not one of the main factors in the game. But as you guys know, I'd love to include you guys in my videos, and I asked you guys if you think stealth is dead in Dead by Daylight. Here's some of what you guys said. Games are becoming more about winning and pre-running and strategy than actually being scary, being sneaky, and being a horror game. Yes, you're completely right, but I don't think that's really a bad thing. Not that stealth is dying, but we haven't been getting any more stealth killers. Exactly what I'm saying. Like, I understand you don't want to make every killer a stealth killer, but like, come on, bro. Instead, we're getting killers that just have a lot of powers and then have like stealth built in. I want a pure stealth killer again, or we could just buff Ghostface, you know? Unfortunately, Unfortunately, playing stealth nowadays is basically you saying, I'm a new trash player, please bully me. Only people I see playing stealthy are people with 2 hours on Survivor running urban evasion. Stealthy killers are still alive though. I completely agree with everything you said. Stealth is not really fun to play against on either side in the modern iteration of Dead by Daylight. How often do you see someone think, yes, I love playing against Ghostface, or a killer say, oh man, there's stealthiness right now. Well played to them, this is fun. So yes, but it's a good thing. And I completely agree, I think you hit the div right on the tip. And if you're watching this video, let me know down in the comments below what you think about stealth and Dead by Daylight. Is it dying? Do you really just not care? Do you want it to make more of a comeback? Do you want it to play less of a role in the current iteration of Dead by Daylight? What do y'all think? And make sure you subscribe. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. And can we get 50 likes on this video? And if you have another video idea, make sure you put it down in the comments below, and I just might do it. So other than that, hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you have a good day.
It started when we were younger.